Well, the August NFIB small business survey is out, and things don't look that bad when you're talking to small business owners. Things are stabilizing and slightly improving on everything except for labor. And that's one thing with small business owners and business in general. As long as folks know what the problem is, they can make adjustment. And you're seeing businesses are making adjustments. They understand that, okay, labor's gonna be an issue. How's everything else look and how can we adjust? And that's what we're gonna be chatting about today. Again, my name is Ryan Howe, business coach, work here in West Michigan and around the country. And I just share some of the information I share with my clients every single day. So I hope to earn your subscription. Down here in Ludington, Michigan, down in the marina, just had the car ferry take off a little bit ago. Gorgeous day out here, just trying to soak up some of this warm weather while I got it here before it starts snowing. It's Michigan, is what it is. So, but let's talk about this. So the NFIB, the National Federation of Independent Business Owners, had their August survey out. And, things have just been leveling off and improving, regardless of what the media says. When you are surveying small business owners, what you're seeing on a consistent basis, hey pups, good morning. What you're seeing from small business owners, they're simply just saying, hey, my cost for borrowing is going down, right? Rates have been dropping. The supply chain issues that I did have, they're kind of taking care of themselves right now. When it comes to, are they gonna have to raise prices? There's folks saying like, no, we're not gonna have to raise prices. Things look okay for right now. We don't have to make adjustments. Sales over the last couple months, it is September, August, so you're gonna have, increased sales, but that's adjusted with seasonality. Folks are saying, hey, sales have actually been pretty good for the last couple months. And this is the important piece, just keep in mind, business owners are saying we are even projecting that we should be making pretty decent cash over the next 6 months to a year. So they are actually increasing their revenue forecast. And this is small businesses, not the tech guys. These are small business owners. So what does that say? Well, a couple of things. This is what I want you really to take from this video here is, one, try to look past the news. The news is always going to give you their spin and things that they want to say, that this is the worst economy coming up here. Things are getting ready to fall off the cliff and it's terrible. Folks, we've been down in the trenches of just awfulness when it comes to labor, right? Hiring for a few years now. The labor market's been terrible. Sales they've been okay, but flattish or going down, and now they're starting to pick back up. We've already been through the tough stuff. What I would say that we've been dealing with over the last, let's say 18 to 24 months, has really just been a rolling recession, right? And a correction in the market and the economy. Different areas have been getting hit at different times and they're bouncing back. And that's what you're just kind of seeing across the board here. Now, collectively, once all those problems work their way through the system, then you end up in a situation where, okay, well, now everything's worked through. What's that look like for business? Well, that's what we're seeing in this report. Things just look better. And what am I advising my clients? And this is the big piece why I do these videos, is just kind of sharing that, is I'm letting my clients know, hey, don't necessarily start spending a bunch of money, right? We've been sitting on some capital, some cash for projects, etc. However, we can start kicking the tires a little bit and looking around. Let's see what we can do. Start putting some of those projects, dusting them off, really, because they've been on hold for a little bit. Do we need to look at expansion? What does it look like for commercial, property to be able to move into? There's some other markets that some of my clients have been thinking about getting into for a while that they've held off because of uncertainty. Well, we now have had a level of stability that you can just see when you go check out the actual report itself, and you can just see the charts. Things have really just leveled off. And when I'm talking to small business owners, because that's what I do for my work, I just spend time with them, there aren't many people that are saying the world's coming to an end. It's simply just saying, hey, we're getting by, we're making it work. Would we like to be able to hire more people? Of course, there's Right now, I believe the numbers in this particular report said 81%, 80 net, net 81, so it's 81% of the folks are saying they can't find talent that they need to find for job openings that they have. Okay, that hasn't changed. That's been that way for a while. So that's leveled off. That hasn't increased. Okay, it was higher. It's come down some, but it's really leveled off at that 80 percentile. So with business, like I said at the beginning, this stuff they know. Okay, so that's where we're at. Cool. How do we work around that? And that's the beautiful thing about business owners. They're not going to sit there and just throw their hands up and be like, well, I guess we're done. Oof, can't hire people. Let's close up shop. No, we're going to figure it out. And that's what you're seeing, that ingenuity. And maybe they have to hire 2 less skilled people than the 1 skilled person they need. Okay, so that's going to have to be an adjustment that they have to make. But you're seeing that across the board. So what I would say is this: if you are currently looking for work, I would be prepared to start getting some calls, all right, and actually seeing more job openings coming up in the next 4 to 6 months. I think you're going to see more businesses start feeling comfortable putting out for different type of employment. They know they can't find this skilled person here. Great, okay, known quantity. Let's go hire in this other spot though. We're going to figure something else out. I would expect business owners, especially those business to business companies that are out there, I would, again, start planning for that. You're going to see a turnaround and an ever increasing uptick in number of orders that you're going to have. It's just out there. You see it in the numbers, and I just hear it to throw this word out there, optimism of small business owners right now. For the most part, folks think that we're through whatever we needed to get through. We're on the tail end of it, so they're starting to make some decisions that way. Okay, so yeah, things actually aren't that bad out there. Things are starting to look, marginally better. And the thing when that you have to remember is when things look marginally better, it doesn't take very long for things to look exceptionally better. Okay, and that's where we're at. So again, I appreciate everybody kind of hanging out so far. This has been a good talk day, a little different than my normal one here, but I've got some work I got to do down here in Ludington, so I thought I'd put a quick video out here of the NFIB. It's one of my favorite reports. Look at it every month. So with that, hopefully I earned your subscription today. Take care, folks. See you next time.